Hey, my beautiful peeps. Today we're gonna talk about Alph Lukau and his utterly laughable, quote unquote, healing ministry. And by the way, let me go ahead and say this. If you are sick, barring that you know that it's a cold or whatever, okay? If you are sick, go to the doctor, okay? Again, go to the doctor. These pastors aren't going to heal you. Okay? If you get quote unquote healed from any of these pastors, you were going to get quote unquote healed anyway because whatever you had was transient. Okay? So if you've got a broken leg, go to the doctor. Don't go to your pastor. All right. With that out of the way, let's see what Alf Lukau has to say today. So God gives us battles because it builds character and testimony. What kind of sense does that make? I mean, for Pete's sake, he's God. Not that I believe in that kind of God, but that's neither here nor there. He's God. He can build your character without giving you fucking battles. What the hell is wrong with you people? All right, moving on. Yeah, you always win. Except when you don't, which is usually, especially when you're talking about all this healing shit. You know, if you can heal Alf, why don't you go to the hospitals and empty them out instead of, you know, sitting in your fucking church and, you know, telling gullible people to believe in you? I mean, that would be a good thing, right? Why don't you empty out all the hospitals? I'm sure those sick people would love to be cured, right? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You really can't heal, can you? Fucking moron. And you're a monster for giving these people hope. All right, moving on. So wait a minute. He was in the ICU. He was in the fucking ICU and people prayed for him and he got better. Does anybody else see something wrong with this? It was not the prayers that healed you, you fucking idiot. It was the doctors and the nurses in the ICU that healed you. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, depression is not oppression of the enemy. Depression is a mental illness, sometimes a very serious mental illness that needs attention and sometimes medication. If you suffer with depression, do not listen to these fucking morons. Get help. Hey, Purple. In fact, if you suffer with any mental illness, do not listen to these fucking morons. Get professional help. Oh, that's nice of you, Purple. All right, moving on. Oh, yeah. You know, this dude's a real legit doctor because he's got a stethoscope around his neck. Come on, dude. Do you seriously think you're fooling anybody? Does anybody buy this shit? Seriously. Plus, I don't buy that he went 40 days and 40 nights without sleep. Um, I will say that's not enough to kill a person, but a person can die by not sleeping. It's called fatal familial insomnia. Look it up because I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, um, by the way, Purple, can you hear me? Anyway, but yeah, um, I have a feeling that you just fell asleep and didn't notice. A lot of, thank you. A lot of, a lot of our sleep happens when we don't notice. So forgive me if I don't believe you. Oh, I think you believe that that happened. I don't think you're lying. I think you really believed that that happened to you. But I don't believe, yeah, purple, exactly. But I don't believe that that really happened to you. All right, moving on. And keep in mind that this person is supposedly the biological son of this dude, Alf. So, yeah. Um, purple. One of my peeps told me the last time I was on that I was cutting in and out. So now I have my headphones on and, I'm um trying to make sure that that makes a difference. So, if that answers your question. All right, moving on. Am I becoming wiser? No, I think I'm becoming dumber by the second listening to you. So wait a minute. 10 minutes, even by your own testimony, which I don't believe, but even by your own testimony, you're saying 10 minutes after this dude or dudette left, after praying for you, you fell asleep 10 minutes after that. Why didn't you fall asleep while they were praying for you? That would have been a little more, eh, impressive. Not much because, I mean, come on, you're telling this. But, anyway, moving on. I don't know whether this really happened or not. Um, that could be. I didn't even think of that. That very well could be. Um, so anyway, I don't know whether this happened or not. Considering who we're talking about here, I don't buy it. All right, moving on. Cardiac arrest does not mean somebody died. Come on, you're supposed to have a medical background. You're supposed to know this. Just because somebody has a cardiac arrest does not mean they died. Now, cardiac arrests are never good. And I'm going to say that right here and now. Cardiac arrests are never good. But just because somebody has a cardiac arrest does not mean they have died. Moving on. So he was in the emergency room, or the emergency unit, as you call it, or the emergency department, whatever you want to call it. He was in emergency, and you were praying for him. And he, as you put it, came back to life, which he didn't, but I'm not going to go there. An emergency room, where they have resuscitation equipment. And do you think it was from you praying? Um, I think you're missing an important piece of the puzzle there. Moving on. So Whoa, wait a minute. This occurred after you spent a week fasting? Do that. If you have heart problems, you do not fast unless you need to for various reasons. Unless the doctor tells you to. You don't fast if you've got heart problems. You fucking idiot. What is wrong with you? Moving on. And if this had gone downhill, you never would have heard of this. You know why? Because they have what's called confirmation bias. And that is whatever's good comes from God and is his will, and whatever is bad, whatever bad means to you, is still his will. You know, we can't question it. What are these people smoking? I think maybe they lit their Bibles on fire and, put the ashes in a pipe. I know that's not what's happening, but sometimes I think that's what's happening. All right. So, anyway, enough with this nonsense. And I just spent the whole video without putting the thing on there. Uh, Hopefully you heard it all anyway. Um, anyway, um, that's all for today, and I will see you guys later. Remember, my debunk is up for everyone, and ta ta for now. Bye.